Alrighty, listen, I appreciate that you guys have waited so long. We're getting the game started. I actually pushed the start game button that I was hiding away. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm back.
Hayes has died.
I'm here. I unplugged my headset. I'm sorry. So I heard the first few words of the intro. I then disappeared, and I was hoping, scrambling, if I can plug it back in time, I'll be able to hear Vincent's throw. And I came back to silence. I was like, I missed it. But we haven't missed much of the pistol, and that's what matters. It's gonna be a little jiggly here from Nightblade. Looks to fall back. Finally underway. Last game of the day. Dust2, the pick a chicken coop. And we're going to take some time here in the pistol round.
Yeah, this is a chicken coop team that I praised their Dust2 all the way back in our pre-show, a little while ago now. And I think that's something that we're going to have to look towards. I think that MDS actually calls a really good Dust2. His T sides here, generally very strong. I think the mid-rounding especially. They don't have a lot of information, though, right now. This is maybe slightly concerning. They're about to...
This wasn't the plan from spawn, I'll tell you that much.
No. They're about to head back towards B, but that is just a fantastic smoke that Frizzy's placed. And look at how deep it is. It gives these dualies so much that they can now do if they tried to pop through that. But, I mean, understandably, that's just not a good decision.
Yeah, it's going to be Doom who gets the contact in towards Noah's first frag. Found great work coming through from him. He's always going to die there. The fact that he gets 2 kills before he goes down is a really good return. Gives his team a man advantage. It's now going to be Frizzy who gets called into action. He's going to try and take the bait. No, he'll take the fight on his terms. That's going to cost him his life. A good kill coming through. Now it's all on Magic in the back of the site. They haven't seemed to figure out that he's here, but they still get the trade necessary.
Yeah, Tabin's at door. Nightblade up the window. Fake out, but Nightblade had already made his way through. Tabin was there just in case on the wider swing. Well played. I know Frizzy gets a little bit over anxious there, but I think the way he plays that up until that point, really solid. And then beyond that, Doom, obviously with an incredible double kill down and lower. You're lucky to go 1 for 1 in that position, given how alone Doom was, and he gets 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like way more than you could have ever asked realistically from the lad in that situation. So it's a very good return from him. And now, they've kind of future-proofed their investment here with rifles across the board for Lycus Empire. Means they're very light on utility here, but they're just playing against the Glocks, so that shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, it's going to work out real well because of that. Normally, you might miss out on building up a bunch of economy and whatnot. That might be the case, but the fact is that, this should be relatively easy. Rex got the only big upgrade in the Deagle. This is a Lycus Empire team that's kind of trying to build back a little bit at the moment. Hayes, they did have the same core of talent that they qualified with, and I guess that's technically true still. Hold on a second. Wait, I'll come back to this. MDS is up here. If the bomb gets across, Seabass is gotten out. Oh no, Magic catches him.
So close. Or MDS will catch another, though. This is a fantastic eco round. I mean, I think they invested shy of $1,000 coming into that round across the board, and they're able to get 3 kills. So they certainly will take that if you want to jump onto the end of your point there.
Yeah, basically just that as they take attack time out, I think that when they qualified through here, what was the name? It might have been Revenge Nation at the time, into ECL. This is a team that kind of was doubling, tripling down on that stack that they had, and it's been Magic, Tabin, Nightblade, this core that's worked their way through. But they've been trying to find the missing 4th and 5th pieces to that, and I'm really excited to see kind of how Frizzy and Doom work their way out on this team, because as I was saying in the pre-show, I do really rate Frizzy, and I think that Doom, whilst we don't have a lot to fall back on in terms of what we've seen, his season of ECL with Limitless was really just not one that I could take away anything from, with how often they were working with subs and half of their team and then getting poached.
Okay, yeah. That sounds fair.
I'm excited to see kind of what Doom can bring on a team that has some stability.
Hopefully we're going to get that from this Lycus Empire team moving into the rest of the season. It's a big long take coming through. Oh my goodness, Nightblade goes unchecked initially, but J-Chance will come away with the frag. And Magic is desperately trying to support his teammate in pit right now. Tappen's going to go ahead of the molly. He's using the smoke as cover. He's being peppered down. He's going to go down without a kill. Good long take here from the T side. Lots of damage inflicted, but they've got a 2-man advantage.
The fact that they have that advantage is fantastic. That being said, Lycus have been really proactive. They've already gotten back through lower. They're into mid. Now they're taking this. So the longer that Chicken Coop take, the more that this flank might be fantastic. I say that. Gabe has just missed the timing. He didn't see anything. And so now Magic is going to receive a little bit of help. Frizzy eventually get back into there.
The longer they take, the further forward these players are going to get towards short. That H-heat making to break the smoke open could expose someone, and it does, but thankfully there'll be a kill from Gabe immediately afterwards. This is a very good approach here from Chicken Coop using their numbers. It's only Frizzy left, and they should know that he's here as well. Just a big double swing should be enough to get the job done. He's still exposed out in the open, and eventually he will be punished for his transgressions. And with that, Chicken Coop on the board.
I leveled up a little bit. That fast long take. I thought Nightblade was in a good position, but it doesn't pay off so much. It gets checked, I guess, on the second tier of that take. Chicken Coop. Fantastic long aggression that works out pretty brilliantly. And whilst I think both of us showing a little bit of concern about how slow that approach is for Chicken Coop, back up long, they stick together, and that's what's important.
Yeah, it's how you play to the advantage that you've earned for yourself.
I don't know that Frizzy was seen here, actually. I know Seabass is currently watching for it. Somebody was jump spotting in Suicide checking for it, but I don't think they saw it.
Not really a great investment for Lycus Empire at all, and this is a reflection of all the damage that was inflicted by Chicken Coop in their eco in the second round. Now it's pretty much as bad as it gets in terms of the force fight here for the CT side. 4 pistols and a scout. And again, it's going to be the strength in numbers approach from Chicken Coop. Just 4 players clustered together, leaving Gabe to play back in towards T-spawn, control the opposite side of the map. Just slowly, methodically working the map right now.
I think that CT defensive smoke that Lycus placed down in front of Nightblade really gives away what they're going for. It was a lot more effective if this was a trap play. Nice shot from Tabin, and up top mid, Frizzy's got the other side to this. Ironically enough, despite Lycus knowing all this information, just going out B is the right call for Chicken Coop.
Frizzy's desperately trying to find a way to insert himself into the situation, and himself and Magic will quickly combine for 2 frags. Kind of turns the round on its head. It's now just Seabass left remaining. He's going to get smoked off as well. He just doesn't have the time for this. Goes for the gamble spray through the smoke, and I tell you what, he's not far away. Going to drop a smoke of his own here, but it's just impossible to try and breach the opposite side of the doors and Lycus Empire win the force.
Yeah, I mean, this is one mistake, basically, for Chicken Coop that creates that opportunity, and it's the fact that the bomb is the leading player going out of lower. There's no reason for that to be a risk. And in defense for Chicken Coop, they didn't know it was a risk. They didn't realize how much they had lost towards top mid at that time, but they did. And with two positions, Frizzy and Tabin triangulated 180 degrees from one another. That's just a very near impossible crossfire to break. Bomb goes down, and they're left chasing it the whole rest of the round.
Yeah, it's a really big reprieve for Lycus Empire as well, because if they lost that, they would have been knocked down 3-2 before they could invest again. Now, they're up 3-1, and they're playing against a bit of a force buy. I say that, it is 3 AKs, a Galil, and a Desert Eagle, so should be enough firepower for Chicken Coop to contest, but they're going to be light on utility. Bit more of a default-esque approach coming through from them. 1 player back long, 1 in tunnels, and it's going to be Gabe to draw first blood as Nightblade goes searching.
It's a nice find. Definitely something to watch. Nightblade can be a pretty incredible, aggressive piece to this Lycus Empire team, but if he gets punished like that, problems can brew. Chicken Coop with a much easier task now, considering they have the man advantage. They can group up, hit a site. They're going to choose towards A. That's where the stack's located. Lycus is in perfect position to defend this if Chicken Coop go on this move.
And it looks like they will be. They start to accelerate their way up short. There's 4 players making their way forward. Magic with the pop flash is only going to be good for damage. Tavern, I think, has been spotted on the cross, so the info is there for the T side. That's a clean shot from J-Chance. Doom, the next man up to the plate, and unfortunately, he hasn't got the multi that's necessary. So Frizzy, last man left alive, spotted out, taken down, rounds going back and forth.
Man, I tell you what, Counter-Strike is really a game of timing, and I know that that's like the meme or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But like in this round, let me just kind of paint the picture for you. That was almost Chicken Coop walking into a 3-man setup on A. 10 seconds later, it's Chicken Coop walking into just Magic at Goose, and no one else in position to actually help out because one player had gone in order to full clear long, and the other was throwing a flashbang. Like, Tabin was the second guy there. Doom was looking to clear. So I think it's crazy how big a difference that 10 seconds has made.
Yeah, I mean, that position in Goose, you always want somebody to try and play off of when you're in Goose. You don't want to be trying to pop flash yourself with the swing. Ideally, you have a teammate who takes contact CT or ramp or long, tries to bait you in. Either way, Lycus Empire with another force by here at their disposal. And Chicken Coop with another opportunity to just level up the scoreline and then get their noses in front. Or their beaks in front, should I say.
Sorry.
One tag, there we go. MDS charging forward, picking up on A, and Chicken Coop should have enough done.
Yeah, I mean, even as Doom picks up that MP9 kill, it's a nice addition, I guess. But in a round that you force spot everything into, those small victories are worth nearly nothing. Chicken Coop really about this long take a little too much for me, but it's still early into the half.
Okay.
It's not that it's not working. It's just next gun around, I feel like they are potentially could be in trouble with it.
I feel like the long take used to be the staple on T-side Dust2, and I feel like there's been a bit of an evolution, actually almost since Dust2 came back into the pool a while ago, that it's more all about that mid-centric default for most teams,
Yep.
and then threatening the B split while also having presence short and kind of keeping the CTs guessing. So it'd be interesting to see if Chicken Coop do kind of prioritize these long takes throughout the half.
I guess let me revise my statement a little bit.
Okay.
More about the fact that it's 4-1 the whole time. That's what can sometimes be, I think, a little bit of a concern, and I've seen that a couple times already. So I'm curious
you leave
about
a lot
that.
of space elsewhere on the rest of the map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about how you use that early control that you get if you do get your numbers out towards long. I mean, you can just continue to commit into the bomb site. You can kind of pause and post up and wait for a response. You can take the control, post one player there. You can go back and venture elsewhere. So it's all about how you kind of condition your opponents. You can have that same sort of long take every round, but how you use that platform to build into the round is where you need to see some variance.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a pause, and maybe take this as an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit more about Wreckmeister, a guy that I don't think we discussed that much, but he's the newest addition here for Chicken Coop, and I think that he comes as a guy that's very experienced. I first got to peek at him back in like 2022 when he was on Zero Marksman in Advance, and I think that it's going to be cool to see kind of what he can ingest. I was alluding to that on the pre-show, but I'm excited to see what he brings to this Chicken Coop team, because it's a team that I think is very good, but has, at least last season, kind of found their peak a little bit. You know, they were beating the teams that you would expect them to beat, but they also couldn't take the next step forward.
Okay, and maybe bringing Wreckmeister into the mix could be that extra little bit they need to come over the line. It's going to be a lot of players charging in towards mid for the CT side. They've gotten 3 kills. The bomb's been dropped. It's actually only Gabe who's here right now, and he's caught some ding for his trouble. Sure, he's gotten the frag back, but he's not going to have any support for a while. Will he need any is the question. I played desperately trying to finish off Gabe, but he won't be able to. Gabe holds his ground and saves the day for Chicken Coop against the Pistols.
Common theme right now, it's that the Pistols are deadly. It's tough to make these rounds look simple, even against USPs for the most part in that one. I guess it'll give J-Chance one of the first opportunities to pick up this AWP. And that's a head-to-head that I actually think J-Chance probably has the slight advantage in. Him against Tabin.
Okay, yeah, certainly something to keep an eye on because we're going to see both AWPs on the server here in this round. First time we've seen them going up against each other. Of course, AWP dominated map is Dust2.
Here's a little bit.
And we did see from Lycus Empire, by the way, just stacking numbers towards long early on. Just keeping tabs on that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more traditional in the other side of that for Chicken Coop. This is what you were describing as what's become the more normal approach to getting yourselves control of this map. Get down mid, upper tons. It's theirs, and Chicken Coop have just taken Catwalk pretty slowly. So now with a minute left, they can pivot basically anywhere they want. Like the amount of utility that these guys have, you could fake as much as they wanted.
Yeah, it's true. They've got full control of short here. They've got bodies in towards middle as well. And normally you do want to try and throw some sort of misdirection into the mix, but they may not be inclined here because it's the first time we're seeing them go for this sort of a strat. Let's see. Options available, but time starts to dwindle.
I think this is going mid to B, yeah. Quick adjustment. Isolated Doom. He's going to have to pick up multiple frags there, and he can only manage the singular. Now Frizzy's alone. Can really rely on him as an anchor, but this is tough. Oh my goodness, Frizzy gets his one. Nightblade comes in to save the day, and Seabass has to clutch, but Nightblade, he's running him down. Takes the fight. Nightblade shuts it down. Crazy aggression from Nightblade to stall out even an attempt at that 1v2 clutch.
And that's the difference maker. I mean, think about that from Frizzy's perspective, where he's just got no room to work with at all. They know exactly where he is. He's able to get a really quick fire frag on the first player coming through window. And he's thinking, well, I'm probably dead here. And all of a sudden, he just sees another spot of blue in the kill feed because Nightblade's been able to arrive on the scene in time. And then with no hesitation, just continues to charge onto that B bomb site. So, great impact from Nightblade on the rotation there. Scoreline leveled up once again.
Tight game. Keep going back to back these rounds. They can't put them together more than one at a time, it seems.
Yeah, it's a good point you make there. Neither team really able to tear ahead and build up much head steam or momentum here on Dust2 so far. Haven't had more than a streak or two, and that's barely a streak in itself.
I actually like this call right now for Chicken Coop. A little bit of a lower buy, at least in the case of J-Chance, and they're just going to go for an execute. They started to isolate that up. Now going to be in trouble as Tabin smoked off from door. Frizzy drops a defensive smoke and still somehow able to play into that one. I'm not quite sure how he survived for so long, but eventually taken down. Tabin makes magic.
Yeah, and that's something that you just can't see from the statistics. I'll jump on that point now as we watch MDS try and cook up in the 1 versus 4, faking the plant, not drawing anybody out. And that's given time for Nightblade to start to make his way through tunnels. He will at least be able to activate the C4 at the bare minimum. Here will MDS. Nothing more on offer. But the point I was going to make there is that there's so much hidden impact coming through from anchors in particular, where you just don't get to see it in paper statistics. Frizzy staying alive, dropping that smoke and staying alive for a few seconds is what creates a space for Tabin to come through from window and find that key triple kill. So, sure, great shots landed by Tabin, but Frizzy also deserves some credit there, I reckon.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And honestly, Tabin managing to break through that door smoke as well and get a lot of work done, despite what I would consider good utility, set things up nicely for Chicken Coop, or at least what probably could have been, but end up lacking thanks to Tabin's proactivity. Going to take Deagles across the board for Chicken Coop. When it's not an ideal start for Wreckmeister, but Gabe has a different story to tell altogether.
Oh man, Nightblade thinking that because they've gotten this kill on Gabe, there could be some space afforded, but straight into J-Chance's Desert Eagle. You're talking about the Deagle spread coming into this round for Chicken Coop. And they've spread their wings. They've got themselves a man advantage with plenty time to play with.
And that's the danger with Nightblade. You know, he likes to play that aggressive stance pretty often. Punish for it in this case. AK recovered. No armor to support that, but it's only one man here in defense. It's Magic, not the op. And he misses the first shot and pays big time. In-game leader puts the final nail in the coffin for A, and as the bomb is rotating again, they do have a smoke to cross as well.
Man, these pesky pistols here in the series so far proving problematic for both of these teams. And I don't even know if they have the license to even attempt this. You know, I think that they probably just have to accept their fate here in the round and forego any attempt at the retake. Yeah, that's going to be the case here. What a way for Chicken Coop to answer back with the Deagle spread. And then you look at that play from Knifeblade and you think, yeah, it's kind of where the round cascades out of control. And it's not like that play was necessary by any stretch of the imagination either. They had a 4 versus 4 at that point when he decided to try push doors.
Also, just watch out for MDS's Deagle. That guy has a nasty Deagle.
How about Seabass?
Yeah, pretty damn good, I'd say. Deagles across the board working wonders for Chicken Coop on the eco round. Horse by, I mean, the irony is that the better the round looks, the worse it's gone for Chicken Coop here in the last 3. But you'll take it, good, bad, or ugly, no matter how it looks. Wins are wins.
Yeah, the big issue here for Lycus Empire, sorry mate to just jump straight in there, is it's one thing losing to an eco, but when losing to an eco then in turn shatters your economy, that's worst case scenario.
That does make it twice as bad almost. Blocking the mid-smoke for door doesn't quite give them all that much information either. Seems a heavy lean for Chicken Coop out B, and as soon as Frizzy goes down, they're going to start moving that direction. Bomb to be collected by Gabe. And I think you call this one chalked up a victory for Chicken Coop.
They have looked the more sustainable of the two teams so far here on Dust2, I'd say. Been some good individual moments for Lycus Empire to net them a couple rounds. I think Chicken Coop have looked better as a team. I did mention we can expect a decent outing from them on the T side of Dust2, and certainly has been the case so far, especially for a team who have lost the pistol and lost to a 4 spy.
Yeah, helped out by winning one of their own.
True.
Lycus, final round of the half, that eco pushes them into a full buy, get Tabin back on the big green. Get all the bells and whistles for pretty much everyone but Doom. It's actually MDS who takes the AWP to start this round. He's got the long spawn is what he's going for.
Yeah, should be traded back immediately. Afterwards, Tabin's going to be able to set himself up when Shorty takes a couple ticks to the molly, and that nets him a kill on J-Chance.
Notice how
Love to see the conviction.
Notice how consistently Lycus have been putting a lot of their utility early into taking long. They don't want a repeat of some of those early rounds where Chicken Coop were so dominant in that area. Ever since then, it's been very difficult to break through, even with those quick attempted picks.
Does look like it's going to be a bit of a later venture in towards long coming through from Chicken Coop. Knifeblade here playing on the ledge. The thought process is get 1 kill, then drop into pit.
With an off angle like that, nails the first, does exactly as planned, and he'll grab another one. Support's coming, but he might not even need it. Knifeblade being a thorn in the side of MDS, who, the primary opper, goes for the pistol at 6-6. We're at half. It's all knotted up at halftime. 6-6. Nobody has an advantage. Nobody has a lead but Hayes. We got a final half of Dust2 to put together. Who do you think looked better on that first half?
I'd say on an individual level, I'd be inclined to go with Lycus Empire, but as a team, probably Chicken Coop. So somewhere on the fence, mate.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. I think I'm right there with you. I think you've nailed that one. We got a double setup for Chicken Coop down and lower. And the 2 pairs of dualies, 4 guns total. About to be meeting Doom and Frizzy. It's going to work a treat. Gabe, only survivor, tabbing. He's got the bomb, so he's got to be very careful. Don't want to drop that out and leave the rest of his teammates in trouble. Gabe trying to close distance. Up to top mid. He's running out of bullets. Great flashbang, but you don't want to have to reload those dualies. He does get them off, but it won't survive the affair. J-Chance goes down after his singular, and MDS and Seabass are both here.
Oh my, very good kill coming through from Seabass there, and he's going to dispatch of that last player left alive as well. Really good work from Seabass to get in on the action. I mean, it was one of those situations for Tabin and Lowe's where he kind of had to cut his losses, because like you said, if he commits and drops the bomb, then that's almost certainly round over, and he's still able to then re-emerge and get in on the action. But for Chicken Coop, it's almost like a chicken hydra. You cut off one head and 2 more reappear all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I mean, it all starts with dealing with 2 players at the same time. I love that high-low approach with those dualies lower. I think that's a very fun way of using dualies in the first round on the CT side. More and more following back into that. It's forward aggression once again for Chicken Coop. They leave no stone unturned.
Yeah, I was having a look at the stats. Not that they mean a huge amount, but it does seem like both teams are now on their favored side of the map going into the second half. Should bode well for a game that's already been hyper-competitive. So much on the line as well, Vincent. Because if you win a series here in the first round of the qualifier, you then get yourself into that double elimination bracket. So you almost get that like insurance policy, but you've got to earn that right of passage first.
Yeah, it's a really interesting format for this tournament. I actually kind of like it, especially from a perspective of that storyline you've just drawn up for us. Yeah, it's the privilege to have that double elimination attempt into stage 2, which would be coming up next. And it's win 1, you're through. Lose, well, not for everyone. There's an opening round. A couple of teams, it's win 2, you're through. But most teams, it's win 1, you're through, depending on your seeding.
Yeah, seen a couple teams get eliminated already, and I guess we can maybe just touch on that when we have a bit more of a break, because here we have the first gun round upon us. Lycus Empire looking to try and stop Chicken Coop from getting as far ahead as they've been so far throughout this map. Double flash catches MDS off guard, and he still decides to continue to commit anyway, and that costs him his life.
Well, it was actually a team flash, unfortunately, there a moment ago. The second flash was from a teammate, and I actually think the idea was perfect. Magic would have been dead. It's just MDS got caught by his teammate's flash.
Yeah, miscommunication, I think, with 2 flashes coming through from short there. And they're going to continue to commit to the setup here as well in these forward positions. And they go 1 for 1.
Well, I think the Chicken Coop have already proven that they really love this forward aggressive stance about Dust2. They want to be taking mid every time, and that's crazy from Wreckmeister. I can't believe he's just swinging that wide. It's perfect timing, though, because the smoke just being thrown at the meantime. At that point, Wreckmeister now going to take a gamble. Unfortunately, he's gambling the wrong direction. Lycus were indeed committing towards A.
Yeah, he's trying to stay 1 step ahead of his opponents. That's such a good clearance from Frizzy on the angle as well, just crouch walking across the doors. But you're right, Wreckmeister's going for the gamble. He's trying to stay 1 step ahead of his opponents. He's thinking, okay, there's only me and my teammate left alive here. I've gotten a kill. That means they're probably immediately going to try and go towards the opposite side of the map. But no, Lycus Empire continue to commit in that same direction. And they're going to be able to get their first round on the board here. I don't think we've had more than a lead of 2 rounds on this map so far in either direction.
Nope.
And that's not going to change here.
Nice shot from Seabass. He's been super consistently on the money, man, with these headshots, to be fair. He's going to keep going. A risk, to be sure, but, you know, winning the pistol and such can kind of allow you that freedom for Chicken Coop. Though I would have probably preferred to see them have that gun next round.
Yeah, especially because he didn't have the kit, so it did feel futile at that point, even attempting the retake. And now we can see the damage that was done in the eco round from Lycus Empire, so Chicken Coop not looking too hot here coming into this follow-up force buy. We got a game on our hands here between the two teams, man. Back and forth, tooth and nail.
Tabit gets a shot off, but it's not a clean one. He'll take the HE damage instead. And I mean, here it is again from Chicken Coop. They consistently want to fight for this positioning, whether through lower or into upper this round. Cannot step any further forward, though.
Yeah. And Lycus Empire have got their wits about them. They're not taking any unnecessary risks here in this round. Does look like they're going to group up and try and go for a late long take. They've got so much utility, though. So even though they are pushing into a bit of a crossfire, you imagine the flashes and smokes should be enough.
And actually, that Molotov's going to...
Oh.
Wait, it doesn't spread. It doesn't spread. That's meant to spread. And MDS is set up for success. Even more damage done now as J-Chance arrives on the scene. It's bad news going to worse news for Lycus.
Oh my goodness, this was supposed to be one of the more free rounds here coming through for Lycus Empire, but they're on the verge of dropping the ball. It's only Magic left remaining. He's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Oh, might have found a little something there. It knows where MDS is located. Nade plus the spam does even more damage. J-Chance still here. Getting flanked, but Magic, it might be the 1v4. He's almost on for it, but he doesn't know about Ruckmeister. He's just recovered the bomb. And Ruckmeister going to follow that up slowly but surely. Now he has the inkling, but an HP difference is too much to overcome. Chicken Coop, they pull it off. That forced buy, it looked like it was probably on its last legs, but a missed Molotov, a great crossfire, and fantastic coverage from the long attack.
Oh man, I mean, Magic nearly saves his team blushes, and you could see that his internal clock was wound perfectly, man. He turns around at the perfect moment, but like you said, the HP disparity there plays a role. And he isn't able to land that instantaneous headshot. That's brutal. Lycus Empire going to be kicking themselves now. I know it's quite a lot to remember, but there was that three-man setup out towards long for Chicken Coop that shuts down the push from Lycus Empire. Like you say, one of the key factors, the molly not spreading into the corner of the door. But J-Chance got a kill through the smoke immediately with his M4 at range. And at that point, Lycus Empire are thinking, well, there's probably just one long here spamming the smoke, and they end up getting into the jaws of death. However, that's in the past. We shift into the 17th round, and it's a great cleanup from the CT side. My goodness, MDS a spectator to J-Chance's heroics.
Man, I mean, that setup was meant for there to be, like, the huge heroic multi-kill from the rifler there on Catwalk. No, J-Chance, he's got them all done. He actually hit a collat there. We didn't get to see it from his perspective, but, man, ridiculous. As he hits that first frag, he comes back for a collat and puts together the four-piece. Nasty work from Chicken Coop and from J-Chance.
Yeah, fantastic AWPing out of him here, man, to give his team a 3-round lead. The biggest buffer we've had so far on Dust2 between either of these teams. We've gone back and forth with the lead, but only narrowly. And now Lycus Empire barely have anything going for them here. Isn't it crazy how quickly we can flip from what seemingly was going to be like an 8-0 scoreline to a 10-7 and then straight afterwards an 11-7?
Yeah.
We got here in the blink of an eye. Shots. Again, he's just on point right now, man.
And, you know, the irony of kind of what you're talking about there, where we haven't really seen anyone build any sort of lead, that's finally stalled out. That's finally ended with a run there from Chicken Coop, 3 rounds straight. It's the recovery, that force buy, so difficult. And you follow that up with a J-Chance quad kill. That's the anti-eco. Lycus, I mean, sort of last chance right now. This buy has to be good.
It does tend to happen sometimes in these games that go back and forth where you have a team that... The team that's able to kind of break that deadlock and break that pattern is often the team to just tear ahead to the end of the game. And that could very well happen here for Chicken Coop. They're basically 1 round away from winning this map, because if they can win this here, Lycus Empire don't have a huge amount going for them in that next round economically. Sure, max round loss bonus, but no bomb plant means it'll still be a bit scrappy.
It might be the first...
Chicken Coop have earned a fantastic opportunity.
This might be the first round that Chicken Coop aren't, like, playing with a crazy setup or something. That
feels that way, yeah.
That flash meant to send MDS forward, but it's into a Molotov. It's not quite as well timed as they were hoping. So MDS goes down, and I think tragically, like, doesn't get any information either. Now they search. Chicken Coop send Seabass forward, Wreckmeister second to that, and a big win, but a lot of damage still done to Wreck.
I was wondering where the CT smoke was. It comes through just in time, so J-Chance can't do much about these players crossing in towards B, and they know Wreckmeister's tagged. This is impossible for him. His teammates have almost already resigned to the fact they're going to be saving unless Wreckmeister can do something ridiculous on barely any health. And one kill's not even going to be enough to motivate them for the retake, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe's pushing through the smoke, maybe more than I thought would be the case. They do have a little bit of an economy to fall back on. Maybe that's the thought process. They got kits, but they need Gabe to hit something here right now for this to be the go factor, and it just isn't coming.
Such an important round for Lycus Empire to win as well. And just really well played. I mean, they kind of shut down the play. They meet each other on the front lines on short. MDS goes down. And then immediately Lycus Empire recognize, okay, well, Chicken Coop are going to have to do something back to try and either get info, find a kill, try and tip the scales back into even keel. And that's where you have Frizzy in position. He's had a fairly quiet game, but when he's really been required, he's kind of delivered for his teams. You think about some of those rounds on the B-bomb site where he was able to get his job done. And here in this round, playing that extremity role, shutting down the information play that was almost certainly going to come through from the CT side, gets the kill in the first, and even though he gets traded, he does so much damage to Wreckmeister, and then his team being set up in middle are in the perfect position, so they just activate on that the damage done.
Exactly. Chicken Coop, like I said, though, still have a big economy to fall back on, and it's even better when they save 2 weapons, the AWP and the AK. Second tier to this long attack. Gabe's going to get up into the mix, and big damage. Nightblade was in the smoke, though. Didn't see, and neither did Gabe. Fortunately for Lycus, it's not over yet. He's still got support. Chicken Coop with MDS. Flashes from J-Chance, and that nade might even do enough. It's dunked onto Magic. A fantastic long haul there for Chicken Coop.
More like MDS, the magician here, with how he was able to get all 3 of those kills and get out with his life intact. A brilliant display out of him. Man up now for the CT side. Plenty time left in the round, and Tabin kind of realizes that perhaps an opportunity has presented itself. There was so much that went down towards long earlier on. J-Chance peers in the direction, not scoped up, but he'll go back for a second bite at the apple. And boy, does he have room to get it down.
What do you got for us, Trizzy? Chicken Coop a little bit separated. They're working to rectify that situation here and now. Potentially swing behind that. J-Chance. Going to be a problem, though, that's for sure. Great flashbang, but I love how they're stacked up together there. So, J-Chance, like I said, he flashed off of the angle, but Wreckmeister unaffected. We'll put that point in for Chicken Coop. They got 4 chances to close their map pick.
Yeah, they've looked really solid so far here on their CT side, and this is going to be a really good opportunity for them to finish off the job as well. Mac 10 for Magic, Mac 10 for Doom as well. Really have gotten better as this game's gone on, and have enjoyed their time on the CT side. J-Chance coming alive in a big way, but everybody else has contributed as well. And they're going to continue to try and fight in the front lines. You've highlighted this as one of the key components of the CT side for Chicken Coop, and it's going to net them a kill here at least.
Yeah, 1 for 1. That's something that I think they can live with. MDS, you know, in one of those previous rounds where Lycus were able to take the win, it was 1 for none. MDS just goes down uncontested, but it's that amount of information he's able to collect and get his one that's so important. J-Chance, not quite posted. He's looking to find a timing on this. Run boost doesn't work, but I think that J-Chance has heard that. That's what triggers him to fall down, drop, especially considering that he's got Gabe so far away. Gabe is just worried about long at the moment.
And that's good for J-Chance. Means he can just focus all his resources in towards Catwalk right now as they start to charge their way forward. He has been forced off the angle initially, and then he misses a key shot there. We'll get another opportunity. That could have been a second frag, though, but got to take what he's been offered. In the meantime, Tabin goes searching straight into Wreckmeister, and that's a huge kill found there from the rifle. Bomb Plonk going to come through in the midst of the chaos, and there's a man up in the CT on the retake.
Surely going to be able to close that, especially as J-Chance grabs another one. Nightblade would have to be an incredible clutch. He's already got the first. Unmoving for the moment of the CTs. Try to catch the timing. Nightblade does. That's the up, down, and out on the low HP, and J Chance cannot complete the 3K. It's Nightblade who has the 1v3.
That was perfectly played by him as well, man. Really good patience in the mix. He knows that for the moment, immediately after he shows his hand, Chicken Coop are going to be looking and holding for more aggression. So he just pauses ever so slightly. And then he knows, okay, they're going to have to get a move on to try and cross into the bomb site. Times that initial peak to perfection. And then doesn't play on the back foot either. Decides that he wants to take the fight on his terms. Cross-save placement perfect and amongst that all as well. If there was anybody you wanted in that clutch for Lycus Empire, it was Nightblade, and he delivers.
Yeah, he's been very consistently at the top of the table for Lycus all map. It's been tough, I feel like, to kind of have that standout individual sometime for Lycus. They've had some big moments across the board, but the biggest consistent guy has been Nightblade. Chicken Coop, they take attack off the back of that. And I love that they're just keeping a little bit of cash. This is such a marked difference from the way that Marco Registrada in our first series were playing.
Yeah, true.
It's just a little bit more careful.
I think they're going to have to double eco. I don't think they have the luxury of buying in the next round with only $1,900 coming their way here. So could really only be one gun round between Lycus Empire and overtime right now, even though there's a 3-round gap.
It's a good point. I think they're going to be able to like get a half buy at the very minimum, though. And this op, of course, a huge threat. Like that.
So it's not like these rounds aren't without their pitfalls for Lycus Empire. These proverbial banana peels, they found one already.
Well, and this catwalk issue's been at hand pretty much all the time. There's 3 here. The MP9 picks up their 1. No Doom with a fantastic refrag. Twice over. Unfortunately, MDS had to go to the USP. That's why that trade doesn't come through.
The setup is perfect, man. Orb taking contact in tunnels, getting the kill, and then recognizing that Lycus Empire at that point are highly likely to just try and go up short onto A. And they run into the 3-man setup, but Doom comes away with a single point of health. Oh, the HE grenade, though. Seabass decides against throwing it. He's going to use it to break the smoke open.
No.
Little does he know that would have guaranteed the kill onto Doom. He'll still find the frag anyway. It's going to be Nightblade to hold down the line and do the job for his team again.
I mean, 5 kills, actually 6 kills total between the last couple of rounds there for Nightblade, but a 1v3 and then a 1v2 there at the very end. Sure, the first one is a trade for his teammate, but I fear if only J Chance had a rifle coming through that smoke second, that might have been the difference. So they don't get to carry the op into the next round. I can respect going for it. You go so far in a half by round like that, it's so hard to walk away.
Lycus Empire doing everything they can to force us into overtime. Fell behind the game significantly. Down but not out.
Tell you what, Lycus are having a tough time dealing with how aggressive Chicken Coop are, though. Look at how scared Lycus are playing from the beginning of these rounds. Like, we're 35 seconds into this round, and Lycus haven't taken lower. They're barely on cat. Like, this is a Chicken Coop that's done such a brilliant job of defining the area of play.
Yeah, they have. I will say, though, although Lycus Empire have been a bit timid and gone into a shell, it's still not a bad way to go about your business in the sort of a round when you know space has been taken by MP9s. And they've been able to find the gap as well, and some clean shooting in this round makes sure that there's no problem in pushing this the distance. The full 24 rounds going to be required here on Dust2, and maybe even some more.
I'm kind of feeling like we might be on the more side of that right this moment, to be honest with you. Nightblade basically in the last couple of rounds saying, I'm not going to lose. Tabin will put the finishing touches on a triple kill of his own for round 23. And we go to the 24th. Should have everything.
Yeah, this is the round they've been building towards and looking forward to. It's the reason that they did kind of bend the knee in the previous couple economically. And they've got that AWP on Gabe now, interestingly enough. I'd imagine that's got to be a spawn-based decision.
Yep.
With how good J Chance has looked on the AWP throughout the game so far.
Yeah, he had long spawn. And as I kind of highlighted,
is going to give it up, by the way. So Gabe's going to play with it for the. Oh, never mind. Okay, all good.
I mean, I like that decision. Like you said, J Chance has been fantastic. They stick around at this long hold for maybe slightly longer than I would have thought. This has given Lycus a huge opportunity to just creep out, put Nightblade at the forefront. Like I said, his entry prowess is fantastic. Doesn't leave the B site entirely open, though. And Lycus don't have themselves a great position to take a fast B play to begin with. They reroute.
Yeah, the thing is that Wreckmeister's gotten the info.
Oh, you're right. He's seen everything. But there's so many good flashbangs. J-Chant should have no real opportunity to be high impact here.
Oh, bomb looking to make its way out long. Gabe not expecting that second player though, but he will still find the frag anyway. That's the bomb that's been dropped in long doors. J-Chance realizes that, decides against committing to the fight. Seabass does. That's going to cost him his life. Lycus Empire. Well, this round isn't any longer about trying to find the bomb to get the plant. If they can get the bomb, they can probably get the kills.
Yeah, they know where Gabe's located. I think that's the hardest part for Gabe, and being on low HP as well. This is really about J-Chance and how well he can actively be into this. They think Gabe has actually gotten into pit, and Gabe hasn't. This might be huge, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, no. Well, there you have it. They've been able to force it into overtime. Fantastic work coming through the fight back out of Lycus Empire. 4 rounds in a row. A couple of clutches in the mix there as well from Nightblade. But it's enough in the end. And Chicken Coop going to be kicking themselves.
Yeah, that one hurts. And to be honest with you, I don't think Chicken Coop made all that many mistakes there. But you got to look back to those 2 clutches from Nightblade. You know, that 1v3 in particular, where you highlighted how well he played it. I don't disagree with you. But it's one that you really just got to win if you're Chicken Coop. Opens the door, and Lycus slam it right in their face.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you gotta isolate that round. Look at it and think, man, that was your moment. You're not going to get opportunities. You're not going to get better opportunities than that to close a map out, right? You can't wait for a better chance than that. That was the moment. We saw it earlier on today as well. Supernova Comets 12-9 up on Nuke. 1 versus 1. 2 health left on B1. Wins the round. They force it into triple OT. They're going to win the series. Those moments can actually be series defining.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, kind of feels likely to be series defining in the same way. If Lycus can find a way to close on Dust2, they move into their map pick of Anubis next. A map that I've seen Chicken Coop play quite a bit. I actually think J-Chance is his 2 best maps. I don't know if the statistics bear this out, but I think his 2 best maps are Dust2 and Anubis. That's kind of my, from watching many a game with this core.
I'd say they've got to be 2 of the better maps for AWPers at the moment. I don't know if Anubis really gets that credence, but I feel like T-side and CT side has a decent amount going for the AWPer on Anubis.
Agreed.
I think T-side, you can do a lot to control the map, playing around canals with the AWP. You have a lot of options, E-box, bridge, A main as well. You can also just look to try and punish the aggression that CTs tend to display in early rounds, because you just have to take initiative on the CT side of Anubis. So I think that's a good way to play the AWP on the T side. And then CT side, on the converse, you can be the one looking to try and net those opening kills for your team.
Apologies for the delays. We are in a little tech pause at the moment, but yeah, I'm in agreement with you on those points, and it's just a consistent factor that I've been seeing. All that to say, though, does what I see deceive me? Nightblade has the op. Oh, he's got the spawn.
Is that not a commonality? Yeah.
Yeah, very spawn based.
And there we go. Countdown will commence. Do you switch between left and right hand view model, Vincent?
No,
when you're playing?
no, never. I never did before, though.
I mean, you were never really able to in CS:GO, right? Because you had to use the command.
You could,
but
no, you could bind it to.
I guess you could bind it.
People did.
It just didn't really feel popular at all back then compared to now. You see it a little bit more.
Oh, I was just about to say. I think J-Chance had the spawn.
Full advantage.
And to get up ahead of it, that's a little bit risky, and I'm not sure Nightblade, that's a long time to be sitting in that Molotov. I know the CT Molly's not great, but it's also not doing nothing.
Yeah, he took so much damage there, kind of paying for his sins, and it felt a little bit unnecessary as well, almost like he was expecting it to end. Eventually, he does get out of there, keeping 3 points of health intact.
Yes, recovering
Here in overtime.
the op from the body of J-Chance as well, so he's now in defensive A. Mid to B seems like it could be a likely outcome for Lycus Empire, but they still haven't made their decision quite yet. Both directions, though, either way they decide, well staffed.
Have we seen a single full mid to B commitment throughout the... Okay, I think we saw like 1 or 2 in regulation, but it... excuse me. It really wasn't a super popular option, I feel like, throughout regulation for either of these teams.
Particularly not for Lycus. More so, Chicken Coop had a couple of them.
Yeah. That's a shot and a half, my god. Okay, well, he's held onto the orb because of his low health, and he's done a pretty damn good job with it.
Save. Chicken Coop call it off. I mean, they don't have much of a choice in the matter. And that might...
I wonder if that kill changes the...
They're just so far away.
Yeah. It's almost like Gabe has to play this in a 1 versus 2 kind of thing.
I mean, they could go for that.
Hold off.
I mean, they're going. MDS has grabbed an AK as well. No more utility, at least not smokes. He's got a couple of flashes, but now it's not the time for them. First contact, and neither are looking the right direction. Tragic on that timing for Chicken Coop.
Yeah, I don't really mind that, honestly. I don't mind the fact that they decide... Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't really mind the fact that they decided to go for that once they get the kill in the 2v2 in overtime. I mean, there's more than just like a slight chance for them to make it work there once they decide to actually just barrel into the B bomb site, but unfortunately just not looking the right way. So Lycus Empire have now opened up their accounts. It's been a while since they've had the lead.
it has been quite a hot minute. I mean, fighting for overtime and then getting into it. Finally, that chance to take it back. All that to say as well, I think for me, I'm looking towards Lycus. If they're able to close this, I feel like they probably close this series. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I think that it's been a tough time for Chicken Coop. The fact that they couldn't close this in regulation, and now that they head into overtime, life becomes even harder. And I think you gotta credit so much of that to Nightblade. He is just...
Oh, yeah.
He has turned on the jets when it comes to trying to close this map out. The 1v3, he had the 1v2, multiple times that he's had the multi-frags. Outside of that, and even before those clutches, he was having a good game. It's turning into a great game.
Yeah, he's been delivering throughout the map so far. I wonder how much him being brought down to 3 health motivated his decision to hold onto the orb there, where he finds that other key kill pushing into B. Either way, into the next round we go. This time it's Tabin with the orb, and he finds a really good opening kill. Lycus didn't have a lead throughout the entirety of their T side of regulation, because it was 6-all going into that second half, and then they were chasing the half throughout, right? Forced it into OT. But they've got the lead here at the business end of the map. This is where it really matters.
Lycus starting this round from such a power position. When you catch Seabass on the cross, that's thanks to Tabin. He's searching for another one. J-Chance might walk it right into his crosshair. MDS is close range. It's J-Chance who actually hits the first shot. There's the trade, and Tabin and Doom both hit theirs. Rex got a secondary. And he's about to be all that stands in the way of Lycus in 14. Or not. I got baited so hard. They just walk right backward.
But it's the perfect call.
Fair enough.
They're going to leave mid altogether. They're going to wrap around through tunnels into this B bomb side. Regmeister's going to arrive back on the scene, and he does land a clean shot there, but still 2 more players to deal with on the site itself, and you've got Doom in middle right now. So Lycus Empire very well set up right now to get 14 on the board, but it's not a guarantee.
Okay.
Never mind.
I was a little bit concerned because Tabin was actually going to plant the bomb, and I'm not sure why he didn't just toss the bomb over to Frizzy. You know, let him just hold the line. But regardless, they get the kill in mid, and that's quickly followed by Wreckmeister going down as well. Chicken Coop lose 2 straight as overtime procs. Lycus Empire powering up. And it's Tabin that round that deserves basically not all the credit, but a big portion of it.
Yeah.
Makes Chicken Coop start the round with a disadvantage.
Should have the information that there's a threat in tunnels here right now, and Frizzy sets himself up on the box and will get that frag for free. Thankfully for Chicken Coop, they have gotten a kill elsewhere to keep the numbers level, because they cannot afford to go down 12-15 into the second half of overtime. And it's looking like that might be the case.
Yeah, what a massive round already from Frizzy. Talked about him not necessarily having a stunning half, but I love that. Little detail, you get the flash. You know that you're looking for some re-aggression there. Oh, okay. And a little silliness to end that one. Halftime of overtime. It's 15-12. Chicken Coop don't win a single round, despite having 4 chances to close in regulation. They now have to hold off 3 opportunities on the other side.
Kind of feels like Knife Blade has broken them, right? With that 1v3 clutch, and if that one hadn't broken, then the 1v2 certainly would have. Haven't been able to win a round in, well, it's been a streak of 7 for Lycus Empire. And they need 1 of the next 3. And then they go up 1-0 in the series into their own map pick.
Yeah, this is starting to fall out of their control. Not starting to, it is out of their control. Now we look towards Lycus Empire as the ones to kind of take the cake here. Oh, fantastic shot from Gabe. Tabin starting to get more opportunities with the AWP into OT. The more he's had it, the more impact he's had.
Oh my, Magic just mows them down. Brilliant lineup coming through from him there. And the writing is on the wall. The chicken blood line the streets right now. Frizzy going to be forced into the fight. Oh my god, he eventually will go down to Seabass. Problem is, I mean, they still have to try and get the bomb before they can even think about a site from here.
I mean, Chicken Coop still don't know where they can go or want to go. Especially when they don't have the device.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
Well, pretty good way to go about business, but look at that from Tabin. Tabin not getting caught off guard, posted on the angle. Can see Seabass left remaining. They know exactly where he is, and he swings into Doom, who had a field day in these past couple rounds. It's going to be Lycus Empire, who robbed Chicken Coop of their map pick.
Yeah, 4 chances to close in regulation, 8 rounds to 12, and Lycus make the comeback. They do it perfect once you get to overtime. It did, I'm in agreement with you, feel like... Alrighty, let's get into the second map of Anubis. We are moving on from Dust2. Chicken Coop couldn't quite find the way to close. Now, we got to do it on hard mode. We've seen this before, at least tonight. Hard mode is quite tough.
Yeah, it's not a great place to be, but you're still alive, and that's what matters. Until death, all defeat is psychological. And Chicken Coop, well, hopefully they've moved on from Dust2 and can focus up here on this next map.
That went hard. You caught me off guard with that one. To be attacked. It's Frizzy and Tabin on the site. Great defense set by Nightblade as well, but that is a ridiculous adjustment that Gabe has just made. 1v1. Magic on the other side has timed it to perfection. And he's about to find Gabe whilst planting the bomb. Gabe gets a shot off. Gabe picks it up. Are you serious? What a whip from Magic. Gabe with the 1v1.
Oh man, Magic thought he had made the perfect play there, pushing through the smoke undetected, wrapping around the bomb site. Normally though, you do want to try and still get the jump on the guy as he's finishing planting the bomb. The problem is he gave him that opportunity to dot the bomb down and get his gun out again. And Gabe had landed some nutty shots throughout the round already. continues in that fashion to get his team across the line in the pistol.
I mean, bro, I don't know that he allowed him to. I think what we call that in the biz is whiffing.
Yeah, he certainly did miss a couple shots, you're right.
Like, you know, happens to the best of us, but maybe they can right the ship. Frizzy's already got a nice frag. Tons of damage done, but Wreckmeister being overwhelmed. Pulls the Glock out, and good news is the Wreckmeister still has a couple in him there. Bomb not in the mix there either means that it should be a pretty clear cleanup. Tabin versus 3. I'm going to call this one a done deal.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair assessment. I mean, Wreckmeister does an incredible job in this round by himself in towards canals, because if he just goes down there, his team doesn't really have the same sort of option to just charge through cameras into A available to them. So Wreckmeister, I mean, gets 2 kills, does follow-up damage with the Glock, he buys time. Great individual effort out of him there in that round. Tavern is going to die here as well, no doubt. There we go, MDS dispatches of him.
That was a force buy.
Have Chicken Coop won all 3 pistols here and converted, I think, 1 of 3? I'm not sure.
I think you might be right. I'm trying to think back.
I'm almost certain they've won all 3. I'm just not so certain about the conversion.
They converted the second half one on Dust.
Okay. But they are 3 for 3, which is great.
Yes, that is a true statement. Yeah, that force buy from Lycus pretty much falls on deaf ears. There's a valiant effort, the fight towards A main, but there's nothing really to be spoken of there beyond that. Wreckmeister, as you kind of highlighted, does a great job of handling everything thrown his way. It's not exactly pretty there from Seabass, but we'll get it done. And finds another opener. Entry ×2 onto the B-bomb site.
Yeah, never really any serious concern or risk in this round here for Chicken Coop, making light work of it. For anyone who's just joining us, they were up 12-8 on their map pick. Game ended up slipping into overtime. Chicken Coop couldn't win another round. Lycus Empire, with a very impressive streak of 8 rounds in a row, went from being down 12-8 to winning the map 16-12. Still a job to be done here on Anubis, though. It's Lycus Empire's map pick. Unfavored side of the map for now.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing that might bail Chicken Coop out of this is, you know, any sort of struggles or slow starts or anything like that. Kind of made easier by the fact that they're starting on the T side.
Yeah, and also just getting off to this good start by winning the pistol, converting, win against the eco as well, kind of helps you just put to bed what happened on the map before. Because if you have the inverse start of this, if you're down 3-0 going into the gun round after what happened on Dust 2, it feels like those demons might be creeping into the next map. All
right, shout out here Tabin, who had a fantastic end to Dust 2. He really started to heat up there, especially in overtime. He's got an AWP this round. Snipe played the first to face over here on the B site. Somehow he's escaped. The floor is lava around him, and somehow with bullets flying, he still doesn't take any damage.
Yeah, that's incredible, the fact that he's able to get out of dodge without taking any damage. There's also so much pressure, ready to pounce at a moment's notice on this B-bomb site. Lycus Empire pretty well set up to deal with it, though. 3 players hard committed.
The bad news for Chicken Coop is they don't really have any way of rerouting. I mean, I guess at this point, they're going to start to try and do that with mid-utility. They're going to scale in that direction, but they don't have any A control whatsoever. Tabin, it's the opening tool. Now Doom is about to start singing. They're heading their way. Frizzy and Magic prepped and ready. Doom's got his through the smoke as well.
Yeah, great impact coming through from Doom. Frizzy now just switching back from A main, covering camera. Nightblade getting in on the action with Wreckmeister left remaining. And what can he do? He's got the bomb in his back. He's got 30 seconds to work with. 1 player between him and B, 2 between him and A. And he's still looking for another fight here. He's looking for another kill before he ultimately commits. Back into Temple. And it's a good flash, but Nightblade will get the kill before he's blinded. And with that, Lycus Empire on the board.
It's really important to get the minimum here on the CT side of Anubis. And I think that,
What are we
early
talking?
well, I think 3 is what you highlighted before, and I think that's correct. I think 4 is A-okay. That's actually just fine. Any more than that,
Yeah.
call it fantastic.
True. Yeah, I feel like 3 is like bedrock, right? You can't mine any further below that and still feel like you have a chance. And even then, that's still heavily predicated off of winning the pistol and converting. Probably even gun round as well. But yeah, 4 is a bit more comfortable at that point. Anything more, like you say, gravy.
Whatever that number is for you, Lycus Empire, it's a good start at the very minimum the first gun round. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Nice.
And
Tabin.
wow.
I thought he was going to get caught off guard by that second player.
Was in the same boat. Tabin, how about another one? And Frizzy's got his backup. They all come through that smoke, and it feels a little bit silly maybe for Chicken Coop, but end of the day, still a big victory. All that's to say, Seabass still alive, bomb recovered, AK upgrade, and a little bit of utility still left in the chamber as well. Nightblade, so confident. I mean, this is like classic Nightblade. Ridiculously confident fight.
I mean, it's entertaining, and we're here in North American Counter-Strike, the country of entertainment, baby, and Nightblade is delivering. I mean, what's crazy about that is Seabass doesn't even know that he's there when he's rotating back through canals. Nightblade compromises his own position with the wall bang, and then he just straight up swings, man. If he dies there, then Seabass has a good shot in the 1v2, but Nightblade doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
By the blade, die by the blade.
That's exactly how he plays every single time. We talked about it a couple of moments there on Dust2. Oh, ouch. Nasty T-steps, nade. Does big damage onto MDS and to Seabass. Yeah, that second gun round in a row forces Chicken Coop back onto pistols. And Deagles aplenty. I guess I should put a little bit more respect on the Chicken Coop. They did win a pistol round with only Deagles back on Dust, but I think Dust really lends itself to Deagles. This map, it's not that they're bad. I do think it's harder.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I will say, and you did kind of touch on it there in the previous round as well, it looked a little bit silly. It wasn't super convincing the way they tried to force their way through A main. It was quite disjointed for a team that had like 4 players looking to go through that choke point. It was almost like one guy, then the second, the third, a little bit afterwards. It could definitely have been better spacing and timing with that hit.
I mean, or just like a flash that was a little more effective.
Sure.
I guess really the first flash. There was a second flash ready to go. How many chances does Wreckmeister get? He's on like 6. All right, there we go. Any more headshots?
I was going to say no more.
No more headshots. So I guess you were right. Just a little delay. But a 3-3 scoreline. Yeah, I don't think the money is so good that they can afford an AWP either. Lots of Galils in the mix. And that's to enable them to have a full kit of utility, which I think is far more important on this map when you're defaulting than making sure you have an AK. But it does mean that Tabin going to be uncontested in the op department.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this is a result of potential over-expenditure in that previous Eco round. I mean, I know there were some Desert Eagles, but I don't know if that was the difference between them having AKs and Galils. Yeah, either way, I might be a lithium plan there, prioritize their utility over the firepower. Try and work the map here. We haven't really seen them work the map in a round yet, have we? We saw them in the 1-gun round, just kind of group up outside of the B-bomb site, and then eventually try and change up the approach. It was too little too late. Gun round after that, direct into A. Orb goes searching, and Tabin's dead.
Yeah, I think Tabin needs to respect that flashbang. The whole point is to get somebody like Seabass into that position. Frizzy says, thank you very much, but he's about to run into MDS. Oh, Frizzy's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Magic only going to go 1 for 1, and now there's no more supportive element available for Lycus. Frizzy is so stuck right now, and Seabass has escaped the other way. Oh, my lord, Frizzy. Seabass starts firing a little prematurely and gets punished.
Well, Frizzy should have been dead ages ago. Can he continue to impact the round as effectively Doom is playing this one super late. Eventually, there's going to be a push out of Gabe and straight into the crosshair. And Doom expects that there might be more where that came from, and he's absolutely on the money. It's only Wreckmeister left remaining. How have we even gotten to this position in the first place? Lycus, Empire barely had anything going for them. Wreckmeister trying to save the day. Defuse is being stuck. He doesn't have the angle. He'll get the kill on Doom, but that just buys time for the defuse.
That's incredible patience from Doom. I mean, also understanding that Frizzy maintaining so much space inside of a main, it essentially requires Chicken Coop to either take mid through camera or take back boat. Like, that's the only two options. If they just sit there on the site, they are playing a dangerous game, one that ends in almost certain failure. And so Doom just waits and watches. That made possible by Frizzy's incredible shot onto Seabass.
I mean, he was even lucky to be alive, wasn't he? Because he was backing up, he was cycling the AWP back into the site. He had no idea there was a player to come through camera so early. And he got a warning shot. And then he pushed forward. He didn't have another option. And that lightning fire quick shot onto the player in Rugs, that was a brilliant kill out of Frizzy.
Talked about Frizzy, who didn't have the greatest of performances for Lycus numerically in the last map, but had some big moments of impact. That's another one of them where he gets a single kill, but man, the impact is crazy.
Tough roles as well, right? Be anchor, lurk on Dust2 is always sometimes a difficult one on the T side. It's not like you can just kind of pounce and catch your opponents off guard. Anyway, Chicken Coop, max round, lost bonus behind him, couple with the bomb will continue to invest here. Magic in the corner, good for one chicken traded, and he is.
Yeah, Doom trying to come back into there, a bit of a whiff there from Magic. Nightblade's now coming back. Bomb about to be dropped from Spinks, that's tragic. J-Chance, oh, one bullet, and it's an incredible one. Tabin. Seems a little bit crazy. He's diced him up, a fantastic flick. And how about another one? J-Chance needs a quad kill, but he's got that one on for the 4K. 4 rounds now for Chicken Coop as J-Chance pulls him over the line, all on his lonesome.
Yeah, that was such a big round coming through from him, man. There one bullet left in the chamber, nothing left in the magazine. He hits that instant headshot, and he couldn't clock out there either. Still had to piece the clutch together afterwards against the AWP. Lycus Empire on the brink of really putting some serious pressure on their opponents, but J-Chance bails them out and levels it up.
Ooh, Tabin.
So close, wow.
Yeah, this is a round that's really about these AWPs. Frizzy's got one, Tabin's got the other. And then it's MP9s for 2 players, and Nightblade has a rifle. This is kind of the opposite of what Chicken Coop are doing. All of their money put into firepower.
No, Sladdy P, our observer, playing with our emotions, taking X-ray away, get to see what J-Chance sees, and there's not much to be spotted.
Same scale for Chicken Coop towards mid. That's a little bit of a gap that Lycus have kind of left open. Nightblade walks in to B main and gets punished big time.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was talking about on Dust2 in terms of how you can find impact with the AWP on Anubis. T side, you know the CTs are going to go venturing, you know they're going to make information plays. Post on an angle patiently and you'll often be rewarded.
Time-honored tradition at this point. Gabe dead, surely. Nice shot from Frizzy. Not traditionally an opper, but certainly can do the work in a pinch. Oh, fantastic from J-Chance. 4 kills on the AK last round. How about a double kill in the op to open the B site in this round? Chicken Coop taking the reins of this round and this map as they take the lead.
And J-Chance was really the guy who even ignited that fight back in the second half, or should I say led the fight in the second half with his big rounds off the AWP. He's bringing that to the table here on Anubis as well. That's going to be the lead for Chicken Coop, and we've highlighted that they're on the T side now. It's where they're going to have to win the lion's share of their rounds. Going to make it 5-4 now. I imagine we see an eco from Lycus Empire in the next 6-4 ripe for the taking. Reads a lot better than, what was it, 4-3 moments ago.
Yeah, it certainly does. Box score looks nicer. Likely for all 3 to get out. I guess that's a small victory, if you could call it that.
Yeah, I just hope they don't invest around these guns they've carried over.
Surely not. I mean, that would be... I was going to say the word silly.
I think that's kind. It's a kind word to use.
So, and it looks like the answer is no, they haven't. Frizzy's been dropped over this MP9 as he's dropped over Tabin the op. Oh, it's just a...
This is nonsensical, mate.
Yeah.
This is the reason this doesn't make any sense is what is the value that you're getting out of emptying your pockets here? You've already carried over a Mac 10 MP9 and AWP. You've got something to work with in the round. If you save all your money, you're guaranteed an investment in the next round. The risk here of losing the force buy is just not worth it when you're not going to have any money left if you do lose the round, compared to still having decent pieces to work with and a guaranteed investment in the next.
You've nailed it. I mean, I'm right there with you. This is, we'll just say all in, right? The chips are in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's not enough time left in this half to sort of reset the economy and go for anything more. This is a go for broke moment. And I do like Doom's position. Tabin's got a nice line as well. Unfortunately, Frizzy has started this round dead.
Chicken Cooper friends, they're playing so patiently. Yeah, the Molly's going to flush Doom out. He can't believe it. Fantastic awareness here from Chicken Coop and further good util usage to tick down Tabin. More information gleaned. And this should be unlosable from here, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a lovely anti-aggression protocol for Chicken Coop. It's like you see that smoke for T stairs and the aggression down into Canal. You know something's up, and I love that they're just no BS, basically. All right, you guys got it. We're just going to stay grouped, stay patient. And now they're going to hit B.
Oh, it's such a good molly as well, because it doubles up in the way that, first of all, it stops players from being able to rotate out of the A bomb site through middle to B, but it also sells a fake that they're going to look to just try and push into the A bomb site, so there's so much value from that one molly.
Big praises to sing for Chicken Coop all throughout this round. And it's not,
true.
Not about an individual level, it's about the protocols, it's about the decision-making and them understanding what's at risk and how to take it. I don't even know if this is a good thing. That, like, I mean, it's got to be a good thing, but Lycus saving these two rifles, I don't think it makes it easier. Magic's going to have money. This is what's so confusing. Magic saved. He's going to have 4,400. Everyone else is going to be poor. And so they're going to continue buying, because why wouldn't you? Nightblade can drop a FAMAS or something worse. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Hayes, you were right, but it's kind of worked out for them, believe it or not.
In a weird way, it has to a degree, but they've still kind of ended up in a situation where they're not going to have an ideal investment in either of the rounds. And now they will actually decide to save their money, look forward to the last in the half, and recognize, hey, we've got some pieces to work with here. Question is, why didn't they have this exact same logic in the previous round? And I know it's rhetorical, you can't answer it, but it certainly is peculiar.
Yeah, that is definitely the case. Beyond that, though, I mean, big threats in this round. He's about to Jiggle get some information. That is a fantastic shot from MDS. Just better from Frizzy, but second attempt not so great. But Nightblade arrives onto the scene. And I mean, I don't think he's got a key to back up. He's only had W bound.
I love watching this guy play. I mean, even that little hesitation there, the little pre-fire to bait the shots up and get the info to someone else on the other side of the door. And then he even has the audacity to just peek down middle straight afterwards. My goodness. He's gotten a man advantage for his team off the back of that play.
Back up. Oh my lord. Lycus. Catch the timing. It's big damage onto Seabass. 2 health remaining.
Should have been a kill, though.
Tab it, this molly. Ooh, run away. Seabass, be careful. The problem is, where do you go? Tabin's opposite B, Nightblade's rifle's at A. There's really nowhere safe.
Yeah, and time's ticking away, so you're going to have to make a decision. J-Char's going to clear out middle with an AWP is the worst possible weapon to have, and he's been dropped. That's the bomb as well. It's impossible for Seabass on 2 health. And has no choice but to just charge forward, giving away all of these audio cues. Really good positioning there from Tabin. Will step out with the USP. And that's going to be a huge let-off here for this Lycus Empire team as they win a half by.
And remember what we said, 3 rounds the minimum, 4 you're feeling good. Anything more, and you're loving life. 5 rounds, 6 is possible. Ooh, boy.
Yeah, 6 would be fantastic for Lycus Empire, and the opposite, Chicken Coop, probably feel like that's too many. I mean, obviously not going to be counting themselves out of it regardless of how it ends from here, but still. What a round from Nightblade, I must say. That round was all him.
I mean, last time these two teams played on Anubis, it was Nightblade with like 160 ADR.
Good
It
lord.
was back in April, to be fair. Big changes for both sides since then, with Wreckmeister coming in, with Doom, with Frizzy arriving on scene for Lycus, but still, all of that doesn't change that Nightblade is an it factor for this team.
This is a good opportunity. The window currently presents itself here for Chicken Coop to try and get into this B-bomb site, because there's only 2 players here with no immediate rotation.
Yeah, but these 2 players are deadly. First frag for Nightblade is perfect. Doom under fire, but they got to jump through the Molotov. MDS, will be careful. Only 1 step into that fire, and he's a dead man. He waits it out. Clear back mid. Time together. This is smelling like it's all going to come through E-Box, unless... This is a really long rotation. I feel like this is super committed for Lycus for how deep they are into this round.
Yeah, I just don't know if they have the luxury of time right now for this. I mean, Chicken Coop still don't have the info that both the remaining players are going to be coming through from B main, but Gabe has now heard those steps. In the corner right now, not going to get hard cleared. Frizzy peers in that direction. Tabin will trade, and he's doubled down. How on earth has MDS not gotten that kill? It was presented to him on a silver platter, but the spray betrays him, and with that, Lycus gets 6.
And the 6-6 half is where we end. We'll be back in a moment.
Angels who always threw something away. Could I be desperate, crazy, or is it that they never see things my way? Around the world keeps turning, waking up day after day, hoping to change my story, or maybe see things in a different way. Maybe if I took a chance and got out of my way, a different point of view would maybe change the day. Gonna find somebody who's gonna treat me right. I know they're out there. Yes, they're out there. I won't give up the fight. No, gonna
The distance is closed. Chicken Coop under pressure. Lycus up a map, and they get 6 rounds on the CT side. It's a dream come true, you would think. Taze, is this where Lycus push it over the edge?
Well, it could very well be, but they're going to have to do something they haven't been able to do yet, and that's win a pistol, because that would really set the tone nicely for them going into the second half.
Well, it's a little bit of that round the world type bit we've been talking about. Lycus making
Good
all the
lord.
way through mid, and they head straight
Stopping over at the beach.
into A.
Straight into J. Chance posted on the angle, rattling off the shots right now, not going to connect on anything, and that's going to be the bomb plant secured. Frizzy's still in towards Rugs right now, and you can see Chicken Coop have an idea that they could still be a very late lurk coming through. They're hunting, they're searching forward, but they can't overcommit to it, and now eventually, well, they're going to have to shift their focus back into the side.
How the tables have turned. Frizzy been on the other side of that, and he might not even be needed. There's so much damage being done by the rest of the team up in heaven. It's basically a flurry of frags from that position, and Chicken Coop just fall one by one. Lovely stuff from Lycus, and yeah, I mean, I just think really intelligent the way Frizzy is just never committing to that fight. Eventually, you know, they gotta, like you said, just go for the retake. If he's there, he's there. There's not anything they can do, and the rest of Lycus play a dangerous game of, you know, we're gonna be triple swinging you basically from camera.
Do you think that was the call from Spawn, or was that playing the situation to go the entire way around?
Surely an audio cue sent him there. I don't know exactly what audio cue, but surely that was the case.
If that was on the fly, it's just really good to see how they're able to piece that together where everybody's just unanimous and on the exact same page. But let's have a look at this round here. Is there a good flash for Frizzy? He's gone in dry. Trade's fantastic. Successful for Chicken Coop as they get a man advantage on the 4 spot.
It's actually not that crazy that they go in dry on that one. They have the backup, but it's a fantastic setup. Tabin is in trouble. I can't believe he got 3. I'm blown away. I don't even understand how that happened, and Doom's going to put away the 1v1. I blinked and I missed it. How did Tabin get 3?
I have no idea. I genuinely couldn't even tell you how he managed to get all 3 kills in such quick succession. With the AK out in the open, the labored spray, he had God on his side, man. And Chicken Coop, well, that was their way to level the score and try and keep themselves in a pretty comfortable position. It's anything but that as a result of that round 1 for Lycus Empire.
What a turn. I mean, genuinely, Tabin making it happen. That might be the ticket for Lycus to just continue to move forward with this. A little bit of contact out towards the B site. It is a stack in this direction. The flash flies by, but Nightblade not affected by it.
I love how he just stands there, hopes for the best. No concern as he continues to just edge his way forward here. There are basically all 4 players for Chicken Coop over on the speed bomb site right now. Lycus Empire giving up the necessary respect in this round though, which is good to see. They do strike me as the team that could potentially get a little bit ahead of themselves more often than not, but I will say that's probably just because of what I've seen Nightblade do, and I feel like his teammates actually create the space for him to play his natural game by actually just having a little bit more of a conservative approach. You know, someone like Frizzy, for example, is able to balance out someone like Nightblade.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason I think Frizzy could actually be a really great asset to this team. You know, part of the reason I was talking about how I was excited to kind of see him and Doom bet into this roster. The fact that Jay Chance has put hands on that recovered AK, though, is a good claim for an eco round such as this. Chicken Coop going to hope that they get another freebie out of it, but a little less likely to see that happen. But yeah, overall, I think Nightblade been very enabled by the way that the rest of Lycus are playing over this map, and the last, if we're being fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's had their moments, Tabin with some big moments throughout Anubis so far. Yeah, Gabe just trying to play with his opponents there, jumping on the defuse at the last second, seeing if he can draw them back into the site, but doesn't cause any casualties. 9-6 And this is a massive gun round now for Chicken Coop, Vincent. If they lose this gun round here, they can almost kiss the map away, and with that, the series.
Feels a little sad when you say it out loud like that. But I don't disagree with you. Look at how even things are for Chicken Coop in the fragging department, by the way. As a team playing together, but struggling to find ways to close some of these rounds. First gun
the
round.
problem is, even though they are all in close proximity with each other, no one's popping off. It's all like negative KD or neutral.
Yeah. Had some of those big moments from J-Chance to buy them a round win or two, but gonna see how Lycus can hit the B side. Doom actually finds the opener. Oh, and what a crazy shot from Nightblade. Fantastic, though, for Gabe. He's going to be pushed out from Magic. The understanding that Magic has there that he needs to get onto the site, he needs to close the distance so that the rest of his team can move forward is very good. Allows for the bomb to go down with the advantage in Lycus' hands.
And now it's a big decision that Chicken Coop have to make about whether or not they want to commit to this retake, because if both these players stay alive, they can drop 3 guns. They'll have a full buy in the next. J-Chance could even get an AWP if he wanted. But if they go for the retake and lose both these guns, they've got nothing in the next round. And they're going to have a little bit of a crack at it. J-Chance has been spotted. Seabass clearing out angles as well. He's going to have to do this by himself as he's lost J-Chance. And unfortunately, he doesn't have it in him.
Well, talking about, hero moments, big plays. Tabin's had him. Nightblade's had him. That's a triple kill from Doom. That's fantastic. He opens and closes the round with their fantastic pick toward B. Lycus with 10, and it is that horrible feeling that you were discussing for Chicken Coop where things might be falling out of their favor. Not just that, but out of viability. Still able to invest, but at a fraction of what they had previous round.
Fraction of what they would want. But it should still be enough for them to feel like they have a chance. Yet to win a round in the second half here is the problem. It's going to be a nice, patient approach out of Lycus Empire, just posted up. They don't really know what to expect in this round from the CT side either. They don't know what kind of investment's been brought to the table. Look at the setup. Nightblade with an HE pulled with a teammate watching the angle. As soon as the teammate takes contact, he drops the nade, and it's going to be a combo on the double down dunk.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Chicken Coop had to try and make something happen with such limited resources in this round. I can't say I disagree with them deciding to try and get aggressive there, but Tabin is in the perfect location and punish them twice over.
Yeah, the fact that he gets both kills is ridiculous. The first frag is pretty standard, but the second immediately afterwards is great, and it's just going to be a cleanup across the map, man. You'd swear that that was probably an anti-eco with how easy they made that, but no siree. That's a full investment out of Chicken Coop that's been swatted to the wayside.
I think they got us.
Now it does look like they're going to try. Yeah, they want to try one full buy with maybe a double AWP kind of thing. Give one last roll of the dice.
Yeah, this is the right decision, but it's one that hurts because you're giving up number 12. Yeah. And as much as you can afford pistols and armor here, so it's not like there's no chance. Not as if it's USPs alone. It's going to feel pretty similar to that if you're a Chicken Coop fan right now. Interesting.
It does feel like there's some sort of switch that's been flicked here for Lycus Empire, though. They really have just turned on in these past few rounds, and they're looking really solid. They're not just like running at their opponents, disrespecting them and winning out the gunfights. They've got good foundations to just try and propel themselves into these rounds off of. They're not overplaying their hand. They're not overcommitting across the map. And if they do make one play on the side of the map, then they're balancing it out on the opposite side of the map. It's actually looking really well constructed from Lycus Empire right now.
You know, it's an in-game leader in Magic that, like I said, has a lot to offer, and a core that's been together for quite a while at this point, with a long time, nearly a month to prepare for these matches. They've known that Doom and Frizzy are going to be in this roster. So ever since the very end of season 49, they've been ready and rearing to go. I love that they just step away.
Smoke grenade. Yeah, it's going to be enough to just keep them at bay. I mean, it would have been ideal for them to just keep going through. Obviously, we know that because we have a minimap in X-Ray. And there's quite a lot of space that's been taken here by Chicken Coop, so Lycus Empire need to proceed with caution.
They are proceeding with some semblance of that caution. The key is, right now, Wreckmeister. He's about to get caught. And yeah, he's caught Talbot. Not looking in the right direction. That's the opt to potentially be recovered, but they just need to accelerate. Lycus They have the A site within their realm of reason, and they're just going to get the bomb down. They know that Chance could be here, and I do like that they're taking the time to invest what little utility does remain to take that space.
Chris has got to get a move on. He's got a really good flank, but he's kind of behind the pace of the game. I lie. He's actually gotten the frag. It's not even Frizzy on the flank. Never mind. It's Doom. A 2 versus 2. AWP in play. No kit. And that flank is finally going to start to get into the equation here. And Doom will activate. Guarantees the kill on the AWPer. And he knows he can just play time at this point. No need to offer up any fights to Chance. And by virtue of the time alone, they've got the round locked in. That's going to be map and series points. 6 of them to be precise.
And normally I would start to, sing the praises to Chicken Coop doing a lot with pistols in that round. But I mean, bro, we're so far past this at that point. It's 12-6.
Yeah.
It's 6 chances.
That's not even a silver lining. That's like a gray lining. Mate.
Yeah, exactly. It's all put towards the goal of getting this one big buy. They're going to need far more than that, but this is the start of it.
Has to be right. All great comeback start with the first step. You just got to focus on the round at hand here. Not get overwhelmed by what's actually required. Round by round, step by step.
MTS got to be careful here. Tabin's actually locked in. Not quite on his angle, but... Oh, beautiful flashbang. Tabin wanted to toss it. And it serves up a freebie for Doom.
Worst possible start for Chicken Coop, but Wreckmeister will get one back. And Gabe's actually taken some space here as well. So they've got information and control available. I don't know if they've spotted the bomb as well.
I think they have. Surely Gabe not sticking around unless they know that the bomb is here. Yeah. And it's a great way to isolate that fight. Gabe pushes forward. Wreckmeister the second contact, and it's over from E-Box.
But guess who? Tabin and Nightblade. That's a dangerous duo to go up against in any 2vx situation.
Yeah, they got a little bit of time to work with as well. I think the hardest part of about this, though, is that Tabin's got an AWP, and it's just sort of unwieldy in this type of scenario.
Nightblade in towards Wreckmeister, instant headshot. Seabass goes back straight into Tabin, and now it's a race against the clock in the 1v1. Chance has the AWP, and at this point, Tabin might just be able to try and go for the kill alone. I don't even think he has time to pick up the bomb. Oh my god, Chance, that's so brave to stand out in the open. He backs himself, sure, but if he misses that shot, it's map and series over. But he connects, and it isn't.
And I think that's got to be your mindset if you are a Chicken Coop. You need 6 rounds straight. You got to back yourself. Because listen, if you don't back yourself, who's gonna? And
yeah.
Even beyond that, if you're not gonna hit that shot, then I'll tell you what, you're not gonna make this comeback. It's brave, and it is exactly for that reason that it works out. I love that they're picking up the pace.
Looks like it's going to change up the direction. Yeah, pace as well, and they've been able to take down Gabe early on, but there is more where that came from. Seabass, this might be a little bit overzealous, but you know what? He's gotten damage and gotten out of there. And look at what's going on in Canals right now. Wreckmeister's closed the door in on them already.
Frizzy's elevated. This could actually be fantastic. Somehow, despite the fact that Wreckmeister is in their back line, he's literally behind them. It doesn't end up falling. A chance. Oh, that's so smart. Incredibly intelligent from Chance. Just peeks back into the smoke and then gets back out just as Frizzy's starting to jump across.
Yeah, look at Doom, though. He is in CT spawn right now. And there's no world in which they're going to expect this. But the problem for Lycus Empire is, even though he's in such a power position, how do they actually connect the dots here?
I mean, they just got to sit and wait. They know that Chance is in E-Box. That's the only guy that they have confirmation of. And Doom could just smoke them off. Fair enough. Get the bomb down. Doom has so much information that they can just play towards street if they wanted to.
Oh my, okay, this is a really big skirmish on the flank right now. Nightblade looking to lock it down. Big wide swing, not going to work out for him. I think he's going to go back to the scene of the crime, but he's also suffering the same sort of fate at the hands of the MP9. It's just Doom left remaining. The man who was behind enemy lines is now left alone in the 1 versus 3.
Certainly not. First shot misses for J-Chance. Now it can isolate onto another, but it's doubled up towards Pizza. And MDS will grab that defuse while Seabass recovers the AWP. First step taken. Second, just as well. Not done yet. Our chicken coop.
Yeah, and I mean, largely thanks to J-Chance, he's been hitting some really important kills. Not a huge volume of frags, excuse me, but just very important kills coming through from his AWP in these past few rounds. And that shot on the cross there just slows down the round massively. I mean, think about what a good position Doom was in, and he's not able to get anything from that position, man.
Yeah, I think that J-Chance has been like the guy that's defined Chicken Coop all series. And I know that that's kind of crazy because Seabass has had some big moments on this map in particular, and J-Chance is towards the bottom of the board, but it's those round-defining moments that I feel like he's been at the forefront of. It was both the top of the board and those types of moments for him over on Dust.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't
Gonna have to be careful here, though.
I wouldn't start panicking just yet. But let's just say...
After the next gun round?
Yeah. It's just not...
I think that's fair.
It's not quite pretty. Lycus are still... They've still got plenty of opportunity. Plenty of chances.
Yeah, especially when you've got a few individuals that are as warm as Tabin and Nightblade are. They can just have a great round and basically just finish off the map by themselves.
It's also the fact that...
However, Chicken Coop are still fighting here, man. They're still keeping themselves in it.
It's also the fact that Lycus actually have built up some loss bonus so they can afford pistols and armor.
Yeah.
So every eco here has a lot of threat behind it, potentially.
No easy rounds, that's for sure. It's going to be a drop off the bridge and then a split in towards the B bomb site coming through here with a bit of pace and ferocity, but Chicken Coop are really well set up. They've got 3 players here. The flashes are perfect high into the sky. Trades the name of the game, going back and forth. And it's going to be an even trade as Lycus gets side control, but J-Chance the difference maker.
Frizzy's about to be set up for a potential clutch, though, if he can hit this shot. Look at how far Seabass is. He's miles from the action, and he's just about to come in right into his crosshairs, but the fact that there's no armor is good enough for Seabass. Oh, so scary.
Well, Chicken Coop were down 12-6 at one point. They've won 3 rounds since then, and 2 of them have come through 1 versus 1s. And they will live to continue to fight.
Bro, Magic, he's had like 3,400 at the beginning of the round. What is the point of saving if he's got so little money? I don't know about that one. You're gonna get, not everything, but rifles for everyone.
Okay, well, this is the round that we kind of anointed as the one for Lycus Empire, where if they lose it, then we start to get seriously concerned. They were in complete control at 12-6. That is now slipping away. And they've gone for a few different gimmicky plays in these past few rounds as well, it kind of feels like. And they haven't really worked out. So, going to revert back to the mean or a bit more default-esque approach here?
It's a little of both, to be honest. Like, it's taking their time and defaulting towards A specifically. But... not super committed off the back of this, and they don't have the utility to, like, full default right now. This is shaping up to me to either be, like, a fast flood back through E-Box, or it's just gotta be the A play.
Looks like it's going to be the latter here as they set themselves up for some smoke grenades to be thrown into the safe side. Chicken Coop have got 2 players here. And a very quick rotation nearby. Seabass is going to venture back into A main. Let's glance for some information. It's not like Chicken Coop have any idea of what's going on right now.
Well, there's all the utility. Seabass so isolated at the moment. J-Chance just arrives on the scene, but he's smoked down. We can only offer a couple of spams. Great work from MDS. He's isolated, and it's a 1v2 for Magic, but Magic is so very low. Molly followed that by a nade. Wreck up ahead of it, and the flash is perfection. Everything works for Chicken Coop in that round. Double digits is theirs.
Yeah, small detail, but I'm kind of thinking Magic should have committed to the bomb plant there, just so that he could get a little bit of extra money for his team coming into this next round. My goodness, Chicken Coop, they're doing all the hard yards. They've made it super realistic now to actually force this all the way into overtime. We required OT on the first map. Chicken Coop up 12-8. Lycus Empire won the map 16-12. And here on Anubis, we could require OT as well. Magic going to get run forward. Pack 10, front lines already. That's going to catch J Chance off guard.
And it might do more than that. MDS is sort of isolated here. Just wanted to take the fight, but it's a double swing. Very difficult. A little bit of support now finally arriving, and Seabass doing all that he can to hold back the line for May. Nightblade would love to punch in these numbers, and there's no way they can contest it. MDS won't be able to deny it. And at least a little bit of limitation onto that, but Wreckmeister in the defuse. MDS with a fantastic hold. It doesn't look pretty, but the fact that he makes it work in mid with Seabass all alone against 3, also finding the double kill. Everyone's stepping up big.
Oh yeah, everybody delivering in these moments right now, and that's a really important round that they don't let get out of control despite the Mac 10 being so far forward and catching them off guard. Lycus Empire had 6 map and series points at one stage. They're now down to just 1. They've squandered 5. And that's got to be weighing on them. Chicken Coop have done all the hard work. They can't drop the ball here. Tabin hasn't gotten a kill, I think, in 5 rounds.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was like 21 kills at the very beginning, or towards the beginning of this half. It's definitely been a pretty monumental slowdown. I played it sort of similar, to be honest with you. Doom's been doing heavy lifting, but he can't lift anything when he's on the ground. That opening pick might lead to an overtime being procced. What a timing, though. Hold on a second. Magic has just made it through. He's got to be careful of MDS, but if he gets this kill, it could be over. Great angle, though, from MDS.
Position. Yeah, that's almost impossible to kind of root out there. 5v3. Chicken Coop has come the entire way back. Gabe will go down, though. Tabin finally finds another frag. There's going to have to be more, and there is more. Where on earth does that come from? The 2 men who got them in this position will be the 2 to try and get them across the line. But Tabin does just re-peek unnecessarily back into Canals. That costs him his life. Wreckmeister and J Chance to try and put the finishing touches on this job here to force it into OT.
Nightblade not taking the opportunity to get into main instead, just sitting in pizza. Don't know about that, and Frizzy goes down. It's OT is guaranteed for the 3rd time tonight. Oh my goodness. 6 rounds required.
That is just incredible. I can't believe that they've managed to make that happen. That's such good work coming through from Chicken Coop, keeping the belief the entire way through, 1 round at a time, and they've saved the day. They've saved their chances here in the qualifier. I will say, Tabin, the rush of blood to the head, right? Fantastic double kill, but no need to go back and fight into canals like that.
And then it's also from that point on, the post-plant positioning. I feel like Frizzy is a little bit stuck. And the fact that Nightblade goes for a fight, I thought would get Frizzy unstuck. It doesn't. And then Nightblade still sticks into pizza. I think that might be the worst position for him to be playing at the end of that, too. All right.
What's happened? Jeez. I appreciate it. Zai will reincarnate up Inferno. A banana on Inferno. He's looking to take matters into his own hands, and it is going to be a big pop of smoke into this B-bomb site.
Pop for Gabe as he pops heads. Holy cow! How about 3 for Gabe? Blake comes in. NDS puts the finishing touches on it, and Chicken Coop are playing with moxie now. They're playing with confidence. They feel like this is their game. This is their map, and they certainly show it. Take the lead after a 6-round deficit, 6-12. They bring it back into overtime, and they win the 1st round of OT.
Yeah, what a massive moment of individual brilliance there from Gabe as well, because it looked like they might just get completely rolled over on that B-bomb site with the ferocity out of Lycus Empire, but no. Gabe gets 3 ridiculous kills and a follow-up think with the USP as well. Are you kidding me, Gabe? Fantastic work. And they've gotten the lead. That I just... Never in my wildest dreams did I expect to say that sentence here on Anubis.
Gabe is a really
Chicken Coop have got the lead.
Gabe is a very sneaky good B anchor on Anubis, to be honest with you. Oh boy, J Chance up first as Seabass still somehow tracks that refrag through the smoke. You trade nades and neither do damage. Frizzy, I guess a little bit of damage, but not consequential. Seabass comes back for another. Seabass, why? Oh, a little bit ridiculous. And Tabin locks down Wreckmeister. Gabe's in the same position. And there's another lurk on the other side of the map in the form of Nightblade. This is going B, but through spawn. Plenty of time for this to happen.
Oh, Lycus Empire, can they finally snap the streak of 7 here and get themselves back to winning ways? Surely, any round, this has to be a key round. A 4 versus 2, 4v1. Good util usage there for Doom to force MDS off the angle and come away with the kills as Gabe left. He had a great round in the previous, but he hasn't got it in him here.
Oh, I mean, that's a team effort if you'd ever seen one from Lycus. I kind of feel like Lycus might have just received a wake-up call when Chicken Coop dominate that previous round. Like, oh, not only are we in overtime, but Chicken Coop are here, and they're meaning business. Final round of the first half of overtime.
I will say, the fact that Lycus Empire don't just completely crumble and go on to lose the map without winning another round after the way this game has gone is pretty impressive. Keeping the belief and the faith and Frizzy on the little jiggle spots Wreckmeister, and he goes back to get the kill immediately afterwards. First blood drawing in for Lycus Empire, and there could be second as well, absolutely. Nightblade on the money.
Not sure about that from Gabe. I feel like that's a bit overzealous. He's kind of searching for information, but to be honest with you, that information is just not worth the risk of his life like that. Seabass,
wow,
brutalized by Frizzy. Got that fantastic jiggle early into the round. Unlucky for Wreckmeister getting caught on that one. Normally,
a bit of a change-up that I've noticed here, Vincent, in overtime is that I feel like something Chicken Coop were doing really well, and it kind of goes against the grain of the CT side of Anubis, is that they weren't actually forcing a lot of opening fights or early fights at all in the rounds. They were winning in that, you know, stretch in the CT side for them. And in here in overtime, they've kind of looked to try and fight on the front foot a whole lot more than they did. And I think when, you know, they were forcing Lycus Empire to kind of come to them, that's when they were looking their most dangerous.
I would agree with you. I think that, you know, to be honest with you, Lycus starting to feel that pressure, right, as things ramped up as well towards the end of regulation. But now in overtime, it feels like there's been a valve released.
Yeah.
I mean, nice shot from J Chance, but what does it mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing is Doom. Puts the final touches on that one. 2 rounds to the singular on the T side. And you know what? I don't think that's too crazy. That's kind of the expectation on Anubis, but Lycus Empire 2 rounds away from correcting the record.
Yeah, which would be ridiculous if you think about it. The team that was up 12-6 that then slipped into overtime and lost the first round of OT, went down 13-12, and then managed to win it out from there. That would be quite something.
It's not just...
That would be the North American experience.
It really would. Not just 12-6, though. That 6 rounds, they were on the T side. Lycus Empire had the preferable side the whole time.
There were even opening kills. There were numbers advantages. That might all mean nothing, though. Nightblade draws first blood against Gabe again.
Yeah, I mean, literally the same way as well, but Nightblade on the other side. Actually,
yeah,
so
true.
funny.
Shows them how it's done.
Yeah, let me get you back, but I'll show you what's for real.
And now MDS is chasing Ghosts, Molly and Pizza. No one's there, mate.
Yeah, sorry. Teammate died. Nightblade's out. Smoke provided the coverage. So heavy. The stack towards A as well. Lycus have this freedom because they had that opening pick.
Here we go. Chicken Coop can look to try and pop their way through the flash, through the smoke right now. Back to the flash. Magic does well to find one, and Tabin on the front lines will get in on the act as well. Problem is he doesn't have any cover in middle right now. Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Walls closing in on him. 40 seconds on the clock. He's not going to get support anytime soon. Where's the pressure from camera? Had there been any Tabin would have been dead. He's now playing around the
What?
smoke, and he's going to tag J-Chance on the fadeaway, follow up with the USP. Tabin, you madman.
He still wants to press forward. MDS has the cutoff. Maybe this is possible, but the fact that J-Chance has gone down makes MDS in a tough spot, near impossible. Playing for 15 is Lycus Empire. Tabin is so low, and as you say, 15 seconds. There's just not really enough time to complete this at all. Tabin knows it, and he runs for the hills. Confirmation of Lycus having another couple chances at map and series point.
It's so smart from Tabin to recognize I'm just going to drop the smoke grenade and I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to hang around. I'm not going to try and contest the bomb. There's no need for that at all. By virtue of the clock, he knows he's guaranteed to win the round if he can just stay alive. 15-13. Like you say, 2 more map and series points for Lycus Empire, rather. This time on the CT side. This time on the favored side of the map. But misery loves irony. And Chicken Coop, well, they're about to be depressed.
I mean, oh, brother. If 6 wasn't enough, 6 tries, that is. How about 2 more? 8 total. And Chicken Coop just can't catch a break. Crazy to see Tabin step up after the struggle, to be honest, that he had on the T side.
He's been so impactful in the rounds that they've won throughout this map, it feels like.
His R-dubs are off the chart.
Yeah. Good space taken by Chicken Coop pretty early on in middle. Frizzy's steps would have been heard. How do they connect the dots here? Looks like an A split on the cards with a lot of emphasis in towards middle.
Yeah, same situation. I think for Chicken Coop, they realized how off mid Lycus were playing last round. And last time it was a lean towards A. This time it's not. It's more leaning towards B. J-Chance.
Oh, J-Chance, the patience.
Incredibly.
Perfect. Spoken about that player Tabin and how important he is in the successes for Lycus Empire. He's gone down. Magic's going to respond towards the safe bomb site. Mollied out though. Damage inflicted, but he could burn out, and he does get forced back, but at least he's gotten a kill for his troubles. The problem is, look at how far away these rotations are, man. They still have to try and respect the smoke here. There's another one in towards camera if they want. This should be impossible on the retake.
Well, that's the thing. They simply don't respect that smoke, and I think that's the only decision they actually have. Another smoke just refreshed. They don't use the nade to break it open. That's actually a bit of a surprise to me. Might as well go for this. But it's disjointed. It's all over the place. Wreckmeister wreaks havoc. But it's...
Nice played Molly Magic.
Yeah, but it's like all sorts of bad for Lycus. I don't quite know how they got to those positions, or rather decisions. Chicken Coop and Wreckmeister will take full advantage.
And they didn't have to do a whole lot in that round either. They just get into a good position in middle. They set up the crossfire. They just post on angles. They wait for the CTs to poke and pry for info. And then they punish. They get the kill. And that's what offsets the round. That's what ignites that spark that sets the A bomb site on fire.
Settled in and ready for more, I think, or Chicken Coop. They have a chance. One more round and we push the double OT. Oh, but J-Chance.
Not even a flash.
Not even a flash. Magic says, I can do that too. But MDS is going to go down instead. Somehow Magic survives that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how Magic is alive right now. In the meantime, Nightblade went on a bit of a venture through B main. He gets a kill. It's a man advantage now for Lycus Empire, but Chicken Coops are still in a pretty damn good position right now, and Magic is low.
Poor Gabe can't escape Nightblade at the moment. Frizzy, it's the same back and forth that we've been talking about. T side, CT side, even CMAS, and Frizzy has won it so many times. So much impact that Frizzy's had there. Now Doom joins Magic. J-Chance on the other side of the smoke as that fades. Magic gets his, and Wreckmeister, it's all up to him. A 1v2 to stop this out, but Nightblade nears 30. Both he and Tabin nearly dropped them. But Frizzy will get the defuse, and it's 16-14, a 2-0 for Lycus Empire as they move forward in the Pro League qualifier for Season 22.
Well, have you ever seen anything like it in your wildest dreams, Vincent? You're up 12-6 on the T side of Anubis like you highlighted. You let the game slip the entire way into overtime. Not only that, but you then lose the first